pull off a project of this size, you really need the government support, you need the community support. So talk a little bit about your philosophy and bringing the community along.
Well, my philosophy really is that it's not about the bricks and the mortar. I'm really in the people business. We have so many divergent interests and stakeholders into the community and the city and into the tenants and the contractors and everybody that we're putting together for this. So we started on the basis that we really wanted a good interdependent relationship with the community. So we went out and were very active in meeting with the community and all the constituents, whether it was churches, ANC, other organizations that were here and have certain interests on the water side with the tenants there, Capital Yacht Club and others. We were very careful to be inclusive with everybody here because, you know, people fear change. And so we needed to make sure that we had some buy-in and that sort of buy-in from everybody, all the different constituencies coming in. You can never please everybody, and you don't want to be the search for the lowest common denominator because, you know, that's not an outcome that's worthy. So the challenge is to take these divergent interests and create something that's accretive, that hadn't been here before, recognizing that every plan has a flaw and every individual has their own opinion on things, but to try to stitch enough commonality of that and new ideas to the table to create what we did. And so we started off with really reaching out to all the stakeholders, then working with the city itself to try to change laws necessary because we did intend to break the laws here. Like the streets are a little narrower than they otherwise would be allowed, and we did that for intimacy, and we want romance on the street level here. We didn't want this to be any kind of theme neighborhood or theme park or retail center. We wanted it to be a real community with lots of connections for people to move around on. So there were many rules that we needed to change. We also had to have 4 acts of Congress on it, so we needed the federal government to cede over control of the Washington Channel. The federal government controls about 85% of all of Washington, D.C.'s shoreline. So we needed to give the federal government to give that to D.C., and then we could craft our agreement with D.C., which we did. So it was a progression of, you know, community and then political stakeholders, local, and then federal, and then once we got all that, you know, straightened out, then we went into the capital markets and